Hello and welcome back to another episode of Split Second. Last week, we discussed the case of Carlicia Gaither, a young lady that was abducted while walking home alone one night. The cases we will look at today will show that not all criminals will wait until nightfall to seek their next victim, and some are willing to commit the most heinous acts in the most public ways. So sit back and listen to these two cases that would turn any parent's worst nightmare into a horrible reality. The CC footage for this video comes to you in part from Channel 4 News out of Queens, New York, and Fox 13 out of Tampa, Florida. Episode 4, A Monster's Grip. A man jumps out of his car and snatches a 5-year-old boy away from his mother and 2 siblings. The man would hurry back to his car, toss the kid in the back seat, and attempt to drive off. But the mother was able to reach in through an open window and pull her child to safety. 3 men rush over to help the mother, but the would-be child snatcher escapes. The next attempted abduction takes place in Tampa, Florida at a Dollar General. Craig Bonello is stalking a mother and her 13-year-old daughter. Without warning, he grabs the girl and begins to drag her towards the door. But the mother jumps into action, punching Bonello and pulling at her daughter until she's able to free her from his grip. Now for the breakdown. The man in the white shirt is who allegedly tried to snatch the child. The older gentleman is believed to be his father. We see both of them enter a store, they make a purchase, and then leave to sit in their car. Pay close attention to the distance between the mother and the child in the lead. It takes her several seconds to close the distance once she realizes trouble is afoot. While the kidnapper has more ground to cover, he has the element of surprise on his side. He knows exactly what he is planning to do, while the mother is working off of reaction. By the time the mother realizes what's happening, the man is right on top of her son. Had her son been within arm's reach, she would have been able to react quicker and grab the boy before the man was too close. Or perhaps the kidnapper wouldn't attempt to snatch the child at all and looked for a softer target. To Mom's credit, once she knew what was happening, she went into mama bear mode, ready to fight for the life of her cub. With the help of the 2 other children, they were able to pull the 5-year-old through the window to safety. Bonello, seen here, said to be a loner and kind of weird by his neighbors, doesn't have the opportunity that the first kidnapper had. So instead, he tries to create his own. Mom is to the right of the screen with her back turned to her daughter shopping. While the daughter is not able to be seen due to the shelves of goods, she is no more than an arm's length from her mother. If you look closely here, you will see Bonello squeeze between the mother and daughter, getting ready to snatch the 13-year-old girl. Mom notices something here and spins around to see a man grabbing her daughter. Like the first mother bear, she goes right at the stranger. She fights off the attacker while at the same time tries to free her child from the stranger's grip. The first kidnapper was captured shortly after this event. The man in the orange shirt was still being sought after for questioning. The second creep was caught immediately after exiting Dollar General. Just so happens that an off-duty deputy was pulling into the parking lot just as he was running out of the store. So, what can we learn from these encounters? First, we see that crime can happen any place and at any time. Both situations happen in broad daylight, with the first happening on a crowded street and the second inside of a store full of shoppers. Second, we come back to an old favorite, distance. The first mother had a large gap between her and her child. This presented an opportunity for the would-be kidnapper to dart in and grab the child. While we don't want strangers in our reactionary gap, this is exactly where we want our loved ones, especially those that are smaller. The second mom did just that. Her daughter, despite being older, was right next to her. And we can see how quick mom's reaction was to grab the strange man that grabbed her daughter. I won't even fault her for having her back to her child. She was shopping, and she knew her 13-year-old was close by. Third, we must fight when the time comes. Both moms did an excellent job at this. Both moms, with little help or no help, retrieved their child. Neither mom waited for help. Good thing, too. People today are more apt to pull out their phones to record than they are to call for help. We must learn to be our own first responders. And lastly, we must be aware of our surroundings. Be on the lookout for anything or anyone who seems strange. If we can spot someone who is planning something nefarious before they spot us, we can adjust our actions before coming into contact with them. Well, that's all I have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. And I hope you will come back next week for an all-new episode. Until then, stay safe, my friends.
It'll only take you a split second to hit the like and subscribe button. Do it now.